Hi everybody, and welcome back. It's Brad again from seekfitlife.com. Thanks for joining me once again. I am documenting my journey to get ready for the world titles as a fitness model competitor. I'm exactly 9 days out from stepping on the stage for my very next fitness model competition. I also love sharing knowledge and my experience, and I try and get as much science together as I can to support everything I talk about. So in this video, I want to talk about how to measure weight loss correctly, because most people fuck this up. And I used to as well. Don't you worry. I've made this mistake. I've made every mistake you can imagine. So I'm going to talk about that. Now, firstly, before I talk about that, I want to clarify some terms. Now, I know we all talk about weight loss. I like to get very specific on the terms. You really care about fat loss. That's what you really care about. You care about fat loss, you want to maintain muscle. Because if you just care about weight loss, and I'll talk about this in another video, but I'm not going to go into the detail now. If you only think of weight loss, then you start to behave in a way where you start to become obsessed with numbers dropping on scales, on bathroom scales. And usually behavior that's destructive, such as protein levels low or non-existent by going on like some juicing or fasting program that's ridiculous, and then doing obscene amounts of cardio that leads people, girls in particular, to be skinny fat. So, and if you're obsessed about the number dropping on the scale and you do obscene amounts of cardio and you have very low levels of protein and you starve yourself, then you'll become skinny fat. And I actually talk about skinny fat in a complete free course on my website. Check it out. But let's get back on topic. So how to measure fat loss correctly, not weight loss. Okay, so this is important because when it comes to like setting up a nutrition plan or a training plan, this is actually one of the methods that we need to apply to measure and track our progress. We need to know if that meal plan that we're on or that training program that we're on is actually doing anything, right? It's actually beneficial. That's actually going to transform our body. So we need to figure out well in advance, before you even start the program, get familiar with things like this. Now, this is a body fat caliper, right? This is what they call pinch and inch, right? Pinch and inch. By the end of the program, hopefully you won't have an inch to pinch. But you can buy this caliper, which is the AccuMeasure 3000. I'll link it below. You can buy it off Amazon or eBay.com. It's like 20 bucks. It's nothing. It's worth it. I've had this for about 5 or 6. I've had this for many years now. I've taken this traveling with me. It's great. And it's, some people say it's not accurate, but it's good enough. This is how you use it. I talk about how to use it in other videos. But essentially, if you buy it, you measure one site and it's good enough. It's not perfectly accurate. But the more you use it, the more accurate you get with it, the better you become with it. That's the truth. I can actually measure myself within 1% accuracy to the DEXA scan by using this, and I've been using it for years. I know how to use it very well. So I'm not explaining how to use the AccuMeasure. If you go to one of my videos, go to YouTube, type in how to use AccuMeasure 3000. I actually will come up near like top 3 in the results, and you'll see me explaining using my own physique how to use the AccuMeasure 3000. So this is one way of doing it. This is the cheapest way of measuring fat loss, right? So if you have this, you have a chart. It comes with a chart, men and women. You do a little caliper thing, boom, boom, boom. What's the measurement? The little slider scale thing moves, right? It clicks like that. You look at the scale, then you go to the chart, and then you go, okay, so I'm approximately 14% body fat for a man, or approximately 23% for a woman, or whatever. So that's pretty much it. Now, the other method you could use is the bathroom scales. Now, I need you to be very, very, very clear on this, that with the bathroom scales, it doesn't give you the whole picture. Never use the bathroom scales on their own because they're just simply not accurate. If you're just starting a program for the first time, a weight training program, and you've never trained before, you're going to be building a little bit of muscle, and you're going to be losing fat as well for the first 6 months or so. And so you'll probably find that the number on the scale will actually increase because muscle is heavier than fat. And so when that happens, it's going to screw with your head because you're thinking you're doing everything right. Your physique is physically changing in the mirror when you compare yourself. But when you look at the bathroom scales, the number's increasing on the scale. And that's like, this is really screwing with my head. So the bathroom scales, you need to use them with, I'm not saying never use them. I still use them, but only as a guide. They're not going to be the final ruler of the decision of whether the program is working or not. It's just one type of measurement, and it should never be used in isolation. End of rant. So you should use this in conjunction with bathroom scales, in conjunction with a tape measure. So you can actually go, I don't have it with me, I tried to find it before. You just get a simple tape measure. You can get it from a craft shop. You can get it from ebay.com or amazon.com. And you can buy the Myo tape, Myo tape. It doesn't have to be. It can be any type of measuring tape. If you're into sewing or knitting, you're going to have a measuring tape. You could just use that. And you'll just measure around your navel. You can do like around your biceps. You can do around your chest. You can do all that kind of stuff around your thighs. It doesn't really, you don't have to be technical with this. You don't have to try and overcomplicate this. If you're just starting out, it's already going to be overwhelming for you enough. Just get a tape measure and a measure around your navel and write it down somewhere with the date. That is it. So week 1 on Monday, same time if you can, get the navel measurement, X amount of inches, X amount of centimeters, write it down, jump on the scale first thing in the morning. Remember, if you're going to use the bathroom scales, never use them on their own, but this is how you use them. First thing in the morning, you use the bathroom scale before your first meal, after you go to the bathroom. Yeah? After you go to the bathroom and do your thing, your morning thing, and before your first meal, and before you go to the gym, before you go and train. Wake up first thing in the morning. And ideally, you want to use the bathroom scales. If you're using the bathroom scales, you want to be doing it middle of the week. You don't want to be doing it on a Monday, because if you've had a big cheat meal on Sunday, you've gone to a restaurant and had a very salty meal, then that's going to affect your water retention, and it's not going to give you an accurate indication of what your weight is. Remember, bathroom scales give you total overall weight. If you've had a lot of salt in your meal the day before, the night before, you're going to be retaining more water. So when you look at the number on the scale on the Monday, it's not going to be accurate. It's probably going to be 1 or 2 or 3 kilos, or maybe up to 6 pounds more than what it actually is had you not had the water retention. That was a huge, huge rant. You can also use a DEXA scan, DEXA. It is a X-ray type machine. You lay on it, it scans your body from head to toe. It'll tell you what your body fat or your muscle composition is. So how much muscle you have, how much fat you have on your frame. It actually does really cool things, such as will tell you how much muscle you have in each of your arms, each of your legs, and different parts of your body as well. So it'll tell you how much fat you have, where that fat's proportioned or where it's distributed, and that kind of thing. It does cost a bit more money. It costs about $60, $70, $80 per scan. And I only recommend getting a DEXA scan if you're starting a program and you're finishing a program and you're doing a direct comparison of before and after. That's what I had a DEXA scan about 6 weeks ago, and then I'm about to have another one next Friday to determine how well I've gone during this preparation phase for my fitness model competition on the 7th of May. So I use DEXA scans, but I only do before and after a 2 or 3 month period. And in between, on a week-to-week basis, I use this, and sometimes I use the tape measure as well, and the bathroom scale as well. That's it. So there are other measurement methods that you can use. This is not the complete list. I'm only talking about 3 in this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. By the way, you can always add me on Snapchat. It's in this video. If you find my name, Secret Life, you can add me on Snapchat. You can snap me any damn question you have. I'll get back to you. I'll create a video for you and I'll put it up on this page. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below. Subscribe to the channel. Like if you love it. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in another video.